Good afternoon, I'm Malcolm Jordan and this is your Midday News Fix for Wednesday the 17th of January. More primary and intermediate students than secondary students are being stood down for smoking and vaping in more than half of the country's regions. Education Ministry data shows in 2023, almost 4,000 students were stood down for it, up from around 1,100 in 2020. Education reporter Shannon Johnstone has more.
In years 1 to 8, almost 2,000 students were stood down for smoking or vaping, and just over 2,000 high school students. In 6 out of 10 regions, Tai Tokoro, Waikato, Bay of Plenty, Hawke's Bay, Wellington and Canterbury, more primary and intermediate students were stood down than secondary students. 14 students were expelled for smoking and vaping last year, 6 at primary level and 8 at secondary.
Voters could have their say on a 4-year parliamentary term. The government's promising to introduce a bill to hold a referendum on increasing terms by 1 year. Leaders of both Labour and National have spoken out in agreement. Political commentator Dr Grant Duncan says it's twice been turned down by voters, and he thinks that could be the case again.
There's likely to be a line that will go, they're just asking for sort of more time and power. That kind of cynicism might prevail.
Good news that businesses are feeling more optimistic about the coming months. The latest figures from the Institute of Economic Research reveal business confidence is rising. The net percentage of businesses expecting worse conditions has dropped from 49 in the September quarter to 10 in the December quarter. Infometrics' Brad Olson says on the whole there have been improvements in business activity and expectations, so the question is whether that will continue. But workers are feeling increasingly pessimistic about their future under the new government. The Council of Trade Unions' 6th annual Mood of the Workforce survey shows a negative outlook. 80% of the thousands of respondents from both union and non-union positions say the performance of the government was either bad or very bad. CTU President Richard Wagstaff says people don't believe this year will be good for pay or job security.
People were finding it pretty hard, the cost of living, and they felt things were pretty tough last year, but this is a really much bigger drop in confidence.
A social media expert says Auckland's Watercare shouldn't have to apologise for a post labelled sexist. It urged women, in particular, to take shorter showers. Watercare has now removed the post from Facebook and Twitter, apologising and saying it missed the mark. But social media agency boss Vaughan Davis says although he gets the outrage, the post wasn't really a big deal.
New Zealand's third most popular hobby is being outraged online, so you find something that is upsetting people and a good fun to join that upset.
To sport. Pace bowler Lockie Ferguson will charge in for the Black Caps as they look to close out the 5-match series in the 3rd T20 Cricket International against Pakistan at Dunedin's University Oval, having recovered from an Achilles tendon injury. Play underway at 1. 22-year-old Welsh outside back Lewis Rees-Zammit has quit rugby on the eve of Warren Gatlin's Six Nations squad announcement to pursue a career in American football. And Mexico City has dropped out of the race to host the 2036 Olympics. I'm Malcolm Jordan. That's your latest news fix. We'll be back with the next update at 5 p.m. from the Newstalk ZB newsroom.